Today, I'm sharing all new Dollar Tree DIYs you're not gonna wanna miss. When I was searching on McGee & Co.'s website, I found these prints and I thought they were gorgeous, these landscape prints, and I wanted to see if I could recreate them with Dollar Tree items. So I picked up 2 frames that were an 8x10 size, and then I really lucked out when I was searching in the canvases because I found these really great landscape prints. I was prepared to paint these, but I thought these would be even better. So look for something similar in the canvas section at Dollar Tree. You're also going to need some gray cardstock for this project. I will link below to the one that I picked up. So start by removing everything so you just have your frames. Next, you're going to use some gold rub and buff because I wanted all of the frames to be a similar color. I didn't really like the gold color of the 8x10 frames, so I'm going to use a little bit of rub and buff and apply it to my frames. Next, I'll get 2 pieces of gray cardstock and I'll cut it down so that they fit perfectly into my frames. Using that little 4x6 template, I'm going to draw on one of my pieces of cardstock. Then I'll lay both of the cardstocks on top of each other. Then using an X-Acto knife, I will cut them both at the same time to ensure that I make them look as identical as possible. From there, I'm going to cut out the canvases. And line them up where I want to put them behind the mats. Then I'll just glue them in place. And then I'll reassemble the frame, put the glass back in, and then I'll put in my mat and picture. And here's how they look styled on a shelf in my home. Have you ever played June's Journey? If not, June's Journey is a hidden objects mystery game. Each new scene takes you further through a thrilling murder mystery story. The main character in the story is June Parker, and she's on a quest to solve a murder. And at the same time, she keeps uncovering all these family secrets that she never knew about. So you experience a lot of twists and turns along the way. I am going to put the QR code here if you want to check it out. And I want to thank June's Journey for sponsoring today's video. So why do I like playing the game? First, it's set in the 1920s, so it has a lot of cool and neat antique furniture and homes. As you go through the game, you learn a lot more about June and the murder mystery, so it definitely keeps you intrigued. So one of the games you'll play is you collect hidden objects to earn points and clear the scene, which I have to be honest, sometimes can be kind of tricky, but it's a lot of fun. Along the way, you're going to claim rewards and figure out more pieces to the puzzle so you can solve the mystery. I love that it's totally different than any other game that I have on my phone, and it's really fun to play, and the best part is it's free to download. It's the best game to play at the end of a busy day. I will put the link to June's Journey in the description box of today's video so you can click on it to download the game, and remember the QR code is here if you want to use that as well. June's Journey is available on Android and iOS mobile devices, as well as on PC through Facebook Games. Next, I want to show you a fun craft you can do with Dollar Tree tapered candles. So you're going to need 2 of their tapered candles. I went with the white ones. Then you're also going to need some of their colorful candles. Now, really, you could go with any color you want. I went with some of the colors I have in my home, like the beiges and the blues. Next, you're going to light your smaller candles. From there, we are going to use the wax to transfer that and create dots onto our tapered candles. So I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to use, but I ended up using a bamboo skewer, and I placed the bamboo skewer into the melted wax, and then I transferred it to my tapered candle. Now, when I did this, I was trying to create a dot, and at first some of the dots looked perfect. Some I had to do several times, but I wanted them to look very random along my candle. So I started with one color, then I went to the next color, and then just kind of continued to add until I was happy with the appearance. And the wax melt is going to dry almost instantly, so you can keep working on your project. I put these two candles in a clear candle holders from Dollar Tree, and here's how they look on my shelf. For this next project, pick up a clear Dollar Tree vase. You're also going to need some rubber bands. Start by taking your rubber bands and you're going to place them around your vase. As you're doing this, you're creating a design that you're going to be spray painting later. So when I'm doing this, I do want to kind of cross the rubber bands over on top of each other, making a fun, interesting pattern. I want to spray paint the inside of my vase. So I'm going to tape up the outside and cover it so that when I spray paint it, I'm not gonna get any spray paint on the outside. I'm gonna go in with a cream color on the inside of my vase. I'll let that dry completely, then I'll pull off the paper on the outside and the tape, and then I'll place that all on the inside, kind of taping around that top edge, making sure that I don't get any spray paint on the inside for this next step. Then for this next step, I wanted to add a blue spray paint to the outside. So I'm gonna need 2 coats of blue spray paint. Let that dry completely. Then comes the fun part. You can remove all of the bags and tape on the inside, and then remove your rubber bands and style this with your favorite florals. If you've been shopping at Dollar Tree, you've probably noticed all the new planters that they have out. This is the time of year that I like to pick up planters, when they have a big selection. So I found this planter at Dollar Tree and I wanted to dress it up a bit. So I'm gonna be adding some dowel rods to the top of my planter. So I measured out how long I wanted my dowel rods to be. And then I cut them with my hacksaw. Now you can cut all of these with a hacksaw, or you can use a miter saw. It's going to make your job a lot easier. Once you have all of your dowel rods cut up, all you're gonna do is hot glue them to the top part of your planter, making sure that they're all level all the way around. Now, as you're going around your vase, the vase is angled a bit, so you are going to have to leave some gaps just to make sure that all of your dowel rods are as straight as possible. The next step is to spray paint this. I decided to go with a white color. So I'm gonna do 2 coats of spray paint starting on the bottom side. I'll let that dry and then flip it over and spray paint on the other side. You can use this as a planter. I put in one of my favorite household plants. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Comment the word of the day, which is Dollar Tree. When I was shopping at Dollar Tree, I found these really adorable Easter eggs, but I wasn't a fan of the color. And I thought, what if we did these in more of a neutral color to match my home? So I picked out 2 spray paint colors. One was a cream and one was more of a brown color. I spray painted both of the eggs until they were completely covered. Then I'm just gonna style them in a pretty wood bowl that I have out in my house. You guys know that I do Amazon live streams, and I look at a lot of different items on Amazon. And one of the items I saw were these really pretty containers by a brand called The Creative Co-op. And I love the way they look, but the price was a little bit high. So I thought, what if I could recreate these containers? So I was shopping at Dollar General and I found these glass containers with wood lids. I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to try to recreate these jars. So I started on the lids, and with these, I just sanded them down. They were kind of a lighter wood, but in the original, they were a much darker wood. So I wanted to stain these. So after I sanded down the lids, I used a dark coat of stain. I put it on with a foam brush and then wiped off any excess. Now, I did feel like they weren't dark enough, so I did come back a day later and add a little bit more stain just to kind of darken the lids up. Now with the clear containers, this is when I had to be a little creative with my spray paint. So I have a cement spray paint that I used as the base. So I did 2 coats on my jars with the cement spray paint. After that dried, if you look at the picture, they had some creams and black on the jars. So I started with my black. I went in with this textured spray paint because I feel like that gives you more of like that speckled look. I added the black just sparingly. So I just kind of sprayed it until I was happy with it. Then I came in with that white cream speckled paint and just put a little of that onto the containers. Let this dry completely, and here's how the jars turned out. Now they're not an exact dupe, but I love the way they look. I found these silver metallic bowls on Studio McGee's website, and metallic colors seem to be very much in right now. So I wanted to recreate that look. So at Dollar Tree, I got just 3 of their regular white bowls. They've had these now for a while. I also picked up some of their candles and some black rocks. I'm gonna spray paint each of the bowls with a silver metallic color. After that dries, I'm gonna use a little bit of black rub and buff and run that along the edges of my bowls. On the inside of my bowl, I'm gonna fill it up with those black rocks, and then I'll place the candles inside. I think this would look great sitting out in your living room. It would also make a great centerpiece for your table. Dollar Tree really seems to be stepping it up this year with their picture frames. Like, they have had some great ones. Check out these gold frames I found. They are so adorable. I picked up 3 of them. I thought they'd be great in my living room with some black and white photos, so I just printed them off at Walgreens and went and picked them up. I can't believe these frames were only $1.25. Last year I did a DIY with a silver gnome and you guys absolutely loved it. So I thought, what if I tried to recreate that with some of Dollar Tree's other figurines? So they had some of these cute items out in their spring section. So I went ahead and picked up the frog and I used that cement spray paint and just did 2 coats, and that was really easy to do. It took me 5 minutes and here's how it looks. Anthropologie has these really cool jewelry dishes on their website. They may even be candle holders, but I thought it was neat enough that I wanted to try to recreate it. So I bought one of these clear candle holders at Dollar Tree. You've probably seen them before. They've had them out for years. I also got some gold leaf. Now, sometimes you can find gold leaf in the craft section, but I wasn't able to find it, so I did order mine. I'll link to it below. So I started this project by just adding some matte Mod Podge with a foam brush on my entire clear dish. Then I just took that gold leaf and added it to almost like 1/3 of it. And with gold leaf, you just want to press it down and it'll hold in place. Once that dried completely, I did come back and do a second coat of the Mod Podge, putting it on the clear side first, and then I covered over the gold leaf. Once it dries completely, you can use this as a dish to hold your jewelry. I just love creating little dishes like this. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite DIY was. I love knowing your opinion. Don't forget to download June's Journey through the link below in the description box, or you can scan the QR code right here. Make sure you subscribe because I want to see you back here, and I'll see you in our next one. Bye.